Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Selena the Series, Part 1. Selena the Series is a new Netflix drama biopic that follows the rise to fame for Tejano music superstar Selena, along with the support and story of her family. Written by Moises Zamora and directed by Hiromi Kamada, part one of this two-part series clocked in at 9 episodes, right around 40 minutes apiece. Starting with very young child Selena just learning about music and singing, and follows all the way through to the creation of Como la Flor. Now, of course, being Mexican American myself, being Latinx, I love Selena. She is a legend and a revered icon here in this household. I grew up on her music, mostly thanks to my father playing it, and have adored her ever since I was really young. She continues to be one of my musical icons to this day. Now, we did receive the incredibly famous and successful Hollywood film Selena, starring Jennifer Lopez in the 1990s, a mere 2 years after her tragic murder. So when Netflix announced that they were doing an entire series about Selena, I was so excited. And with a cast I was mostly not familiar with the fun nugget that Sadie Lopez, who plays Marcela Quintanilla, also was in the actual 90s Selena movie. And ultimately, as a huge Selena fan and someone so excited for this series, I think Selena the Series is a perfectly enjoyable, just fine watch that unfortunately was never able to quite elevate the material to the greatness I had hoped for. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives for part one of Selena the Series. Well, thankfully, the series is executive produced by Selena's sister, Suzette Quintanilla, meaning her estate was behind the creation of the series, meaning we got the music. Yes! We have Selena's music, her beautiful voice, featured all in and through this series, and that is a huge plus. But I want to give a shout out to our young cast here because I think most all of them do a really good job. Kristen Serratos, I'm not familiar with, but she is our star. She plays Selena herself. And what a beautiful girl, first of all, who just emulates Selena's spirit in this series. And I think that's her greatest asset, is she has this joyful, genuine energy that just beams through the screen and gives you very much that essence of who Selena was as a person. I also really enjoyed Naomi Gonzalez, who plays her sister, Suzette. I also thought she was stunningly gorgeous in this film, but really fun and down to earth. Gabriel Chavarria, who plays AB, was great, as well as our parents, Sadie Lopez, who I mentioned before, and then Ricardo Antonio Chavira, who plays Abraham Quintanilla, the father, is really strong in the series as well. Honestly, I think his performance, as well as Christian, who plays Selena, are the highlights when it comes to the acting performances. But Jesse Posey is also really good in the film. He's very likable and endearing, and certainly has you seeing why Selena would have fallen for this boy growing up. Now, the child actors, they were cute. Little girl Selena was quite adorable, but they weren't the best child actors in the world, I'll just say that. And then some of our side actors as well, who come into the band or leave the band, not great. But our main cast feels like a genuine family, and they give off these very personal performances that work for the material. I also loved the costume design in this show. Oh, thank goodness, right? When you think Selena, first you think that voice, and then you think those costumes. And her outfits were fire. Honestly, everybody's outfit in this series, fire. They looked fantastic, really authentic when need be, but even some of these smaller time costumes or just outfits that she was wearing were wonderful. Now, as we go from episode to episode, I also really enjoy that they do take the time to at least shift the focus slightly to some of the other members of our family and get to understand and learn a little bit of their hardships and the struggles they endured as they were growing up and getting involved in this life on the road. But also, more so than just Selena, we got to see how others were inspired by them. And then we get to Selena, and I think they do a wonderful job of showing what she meant to so many people and really showing that charismatic, magnetic person that she was that just drew people in to love her. The show has a lot of fun moments, there's a lot of levity, a lot of moments that definitely feel scripted and questionable when we get into factualities of it all. But I thought it was a nice touch to really focus on details that were under the line, if you will, that were under the surface of what the film covered, particularly, but even a lot of what we knew just from outsiders who knew Selena or have watched these documentaries or these specials. We get a lot more of that personal time, and I think that's both an asset and a detriment, as we're going to go ahead and get into the negatives for part one of Selena the series. Well, my biggest complaint, honestly, with the series is that it feels like a generic, episodic, mid-level show. The lighting is so bright and flat. Oh, it just gives you like network TV vibes, which was jarring. I wasn't really anticipating that. But even the way that each episode is constructed and formatted, it is very episodic. It is very sitcom-y and network sitcom, if you will. We have little problems that arise and we have to solve within this 40 minutes. We have these little interpersonal communications between the characters that, as I said earlier, really call into question the authenticity of these experiences that are being brought to the screen. Everything plays out in a very generic feel. If the music wasn't there and we just plucked Selena out and put a different Latina artist certainly in, but another artist into this story, in so many ways it feels like another scripted sitcom. And a lot of that probably comes down to the writing, unfortunately, because it feels like this could just be a run-of-the-mill, made-up, scripted sitcom rather than a biopic telling the story of someone's life. Now, obviously, we're going to get into more serious stuff when part two comes. I'm interested to see where this series ends up because I do think that the latter half of part one was stronger than the beginning episodes of part one. But I wish that the script felt more nuanced, and I wish that the script had delivered more depth rather than just kind of generic, stereotypical feeling story beats. From production to script, I wish that this was all just elevated one extra notch because it's what Selena deserved, particularly for a Netflix series. But overall, part one for Selena the series is an enjoyable watch. I think fans of Selena, even or and certainly fans of the Selena film are going to enjoy watching this. You get to spend time with this beautiful human, even if it is just through an actress in a series. It does help you to feel more connected to her overall. You'll enjoy the music, you'll have fun with the performances. It's lighthearted, easy watch for part one. So definitely, if you're a fan of Selena, if you liked the movie, I certainly recommend checking out Selena the series once it debuts December 4th on Netflix. So that was my review of Selena the series, part one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on my latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Selena the series? And what is your favorite Selena song? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!